Welcome to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a New Orleans-based management consulting and performance management business founded in 1996. Please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com to learn more about the professional services offerings of management consulting, training, facilitating, executive coaching, and business motivational keynoting services. www.gouldassociates.com. So let me tell you why you are here today on the Hustle Skirt Podcast. The mission of the Hustle Skirt Podcast is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of men and women entrepreneurs in the business community. My guests could be all over the world, but I want you to hear these amazing for-profit businesses that are doing great things in different industries. You might on occasion have a guest here on Hustle Skirt who are a C-suite or a higher executive with a corporation, government, and nonprofit organization. But today, my guest, Dr. Jodi LaMothe, ILB Solution, is for profit. And I want you to visit her website. And in a moment, I'll introduce my guest to you today. So I just want you to, before my guest Jodi joins the podcast, the Hustle Skirt guests, you might just hear them share a story, overcoming obstacles or challenges, pursuing opportunities, victories, accomplishment, and successful in various settings in their corporation or businesses. So just know that as your podcast host, as well as my guest today, without a doubt, we did not live this long and strong to be put on the back shelf. So that's why I am being very particular about the extraordinary men and women who will be guests. I will open the door for other opportunities, but Dr. Jodi LaMothe is part of my stellar 100 lined up. So it was important to get it in today. So with that being said, are you all ready for me to introduce my guest today? She is no other than Dr. Jodi LaMothe, is a management consultant, corporate training, and professor with a doctorate in education and dual Master of Science degrees in psychology. I'm going to leave it to my guest today to share her contact information on her telephone number and email, but I'm going to give you a little sneak preview so you can visit her website. You can find Dr. Jodi LaMothe at www.ilbsolution.com. So with that being said, good afternoon to you, Jodi.
Hi, good afternoon to you
So
too.
good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Many times we share the same platform in the speaking industry profession. However, I want you all to call her if she cared to share that information, or please visit the website where you can find all of her contact information as well, and any social branding that she may have on her website. So with that being said, now I know you've been following a lot of information on my podcast,
Yes.
and I love to engage my guests with some general, specific, and fun questions. So are you ready to go, madam?
I'm ready.
I love it. I love it. So my first question to you, how do you deal with fear and doubt?
Great question. So fear and doubt is very common. Everyone deals with fear. Everyone deals with doubt, especially people whom are entrepreneurs. Stepping out and doing something and creating your own path is very scary. However, I learned very early in my career that there's two things that I do. And one thing is self-talk, and the other is prayer. So whenever I feel like I have something like the imposter syndrome trying to tell me that I am not worthy, I don't have the credentials, I'm just a woman, I'm a Black woman, that that tries to tell me these negative things, that I'm not able, or I'm not I can't be equal to, or I can't do as well as someone else. I always evoke self-talk. And the self-talk is a positive way to reassure myself that I do have the credentials. I do have the ability. I do have the intellect. I have everything it takes to be successful. And before I do that, I have prayer. And I always go to God in prayer. And I'm always reassured that He will do exceedingly and abundantly above all I can ask. So if He can do that for me, there's not what can stop me. So those two things help me move that fear and that doubt out of the way. It is those are the two most effective things that I found in my life to keep me going and to keep stepping up higher and higher and succeeding more and more.
Ooh, thank you for blessing my listening audience with self-talk and prayer. Prayer power works wonders as entrepreneurs daily in our daily business operation. It's a faith walk.
Yes.
I am for entrepreneurs and I am not against anyone. But when you step into the shoes of entrepreneurship,
Yes.
it's a faith walk, and prayer has to be the daily devotion to go to. Thank you for that wisdom and sharing
Thank
that
you.
with my audience. We're going to keep it going here. So my next one is a specific question. What are the three most important habits to be a successful entrepreneur?
Well, that's a good question. And three really actually narrows it down a lot. So thank you, because I have about 100, but three is great. Uh, so I'm thinking the main thing is time management, because you have to be able to govern your own time. Self-regulation is important because you're the one that has to know when to say no, and you're the one that has to know when to do a certain task in order to go on to the next one, in order to complete a full project or a major project. The other thing is emotional intelligence. um, I found that the more that you increase in self-awareness and social awareness, responsible decision making, conflict resolution, all those things that are a part of emotional intelligence, they help you not only with making sure that you're okay, making sure that you're taking care of yourself, but they're also good for your customers. It's good for your clients. People that you have to interact with all the time. There's going to be conflict sometimes. And how do you combat conflict unless you know how, and you have the tools to help you de-escalate or to move forward and collaborate with people. And then the third thing is follow through. I think that sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, you get a project started and then you just stop because it's not working, or you stop because again, that self-doubt comes in. Anything can just creep in and cause you to stop. The problem with that is if you stop, you're not going to accomplish that goal. You can go on to something else, but then you won't accomplish that either, because the same behavior you might take it into the next task or the next project. So with follow through, you find ways to maneuver around obstacles, and you find the resources that you need to keep you going and to keep you going on task. So I think that follow through is I would say that's the third major component of being a successful entrepreneur, and it's one of the best habits you can have.
I agree. Three excellent key points on good habits. And just to recap what I heard and my listening, and I hope that my audience is attentively listening. Time management, that is so key to be effective, efficient, and productive. You have to
Yes.
be a good steward of your time to get anything accomplished. And in this
Yes.
business, as entrepreneurs, you have to be a master of your effective time
Yes.
management
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because 8, 10, 12 hours will escape you. So you got to be, I'm a peak performance or early in the morning riser and get my best work done,
Yes.
or am I doing better in the afternoon? You have to be that best manager. So
Good point.
folks external to you do not eat up your precious time.
Yes.
Emotion intelligence, you got to know you to be able to give your gifts away when it comes to your customers and your client. Where are your strengths? Because you will be faced with conflicts. If you're in business, you will have at times, and things can zap you with your conflicts. So
Yes.
being a knowing who you are so you can stand up proudly and courageously and boldly to handle your emotional intelligence so
Yes.
you can give your gifts away.
Yes.
And the last one, follow through. Follow through, professional follow through is so key. So, Dr. Jodi, thank you for sharing those three most important habits to be a successful entrepreneur.
My
This
pleasure.
was a great benefit for anyone starting up or a seasoned business owner. This should work for anyone. I got
Mm.
one more, my fun one.
I'm ready.
Who is your biggest role model?
So I'm already tearing up a little bit. So my biggest role model, it has to be my late mother. She passed away in 2020, right before the pandemic, or actually at the very beginning of the COVID pandemic. And the reason why she is a great role model to me is, she never finished college. She wasn't a boisterous person. She didn't talk loud. She wasn't a someone that was trying to pursue things so that she could just accumulate money and riches and all that. My mom wasn't rich. However, she was extremely wealthy. And let me tell you why. Her wealth came from the wisdom that she imparted to me, and her wisdom came from God. She was the type of person that if you listen to her, you would be all right, because she gave a lot of life lessons, that some things that happened to her, she would impart it. This is what God wants or requires of us. And although she wasn't this conventionally successful woman that had, this Mercedes and a big home and all that, she would impart things to us that would give us not only just wealth, not only a big home, not only a big, a nice car and things of that nature, but it also helped us to be mentally healthy. She gave us the strength that she got from God, gave us that strength to tap into that, to keep going, to be resilient, to be courageous. She left she was battered. She was a battered woman, domestic violence, and all that. She didn't stay. So she found the strength, like Tina Turner, to walk away. And by the way, that was her favorite, Tina Turner, role model. So, but she found the strength, and all of that is what I don't look at anybody else but my mom, because she was a huge impact on my life, a muse for me. The reason why I got my doctorate is because of her, because she believed in education. She didn't even have a degree. So she was my biggest role model, and she will always have that place in my heart, in my life.
Jodi, as I listen to you, your passion, your love is like mother was embracing me just as much as she's
Oh,
telling her story.
she would have.
So I'm glad you chose mother as your
Thank
role
you.
model. When
Thank
what I
you.
was in my listening, I heard she was an excellent listener. And thank you, mother. May you rest in peace
Yes.
for
Yes.
your Tina Turner, the way you did it, because you put an amazing woman on the face
Thank
of
you.
this earth. named Dr. Jodi LaMothe.
Thank
So
you.
we thank you, Mom. We look
Thank
up
you,
to you
Mom.
in heaven
Yes,
because
yes.
she just told your story so beautifully. So as we wrap up today, now it's your responsibility, Miss Entrepreneur, to say one more time your contact information, because we cannot leave this wonderful podcast interview without
Okay.
hearing it from the voice and reasoning of Dr. Jodi LaMothe,
Okay.
ILB Solution. Let my audience hear from you. Share what you want to share right now.
Okay. Everyone, if you're interested in contacting me or just finding out what my company and my business is all about, please go to my website. It's www.ilbs or ilbsolutions with an s.com. You can contact me directly. My phone number or the phone number to my organization is area code 504-500-7682. Again, that's 504-500-7682. And contact me directly through email. That's going to be my first and last name, Jodi, Jodi, LaMothe, LaMothe, @gmail.com. And I'm looking forward to any inquiries you have. I'm looking forward to answering them.
Well, I hope today's interview is just another platform in what you do as a successful entrepreneur to really in your business development and your marketing of your brand to get the word out. But I hope this platform that someone will spend time to listen to this interview, reach out to you, because the whole intent and mission of Hustle Skirt Podcast is to promote businesses. That's the way I see economic equity for everyone every day. The pie is big enough for all to have
Yes.
a fourth, 1/8, or a slice or half. And I am for what you do. We have
Thank
had a
you.
chance to collaborate. So this is more of a privilege for me, Jodi,
It's
to be
my
able to
privilege.
showcase so folks can really find you. And
Okay.
thank you for taking time to share
Thank
your
you.
contact information. And as I give closing remarks, I'm going to let me do this first. If I would ask you one word, just describe one word of equity, what would that one word be, Jodi?
Empathy.
Hmm, good word. Thank you.
You're
Empathy.
welcome.
Yes. So as we close out today, again, the Hustle Skirt objective is to empower you to speak power, speak up, speak out, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up with passion. Didn't you hear that passion from Jodi as she talked about her role model, her three most important habits for a successful entrepreneur? So I'm blessed. I hope my listening audience have that same satisfaction today. And one other thing I'm going to ask of my listening audience, make sure to visit our website at www.persistentlane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast. There will be 9 platforms when you go to that website at persistentlane.com. And you may just click on any one of them from Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, any one of those. Please click like that you had a chance to see Jodi today. And while you edit, if you found value in this particular interview today with Jodi, give us a rating on iTunes. Tell a friend, a neighbor, a business colleague that I was listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast with ILB Solution. And y'all spend the time, whether it's 12, 15, or 20 minutes, to listen to the whole interview. And guess what, y'all? As we close out, you're listening to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day with your host, Debra Gould. Jodi, Thank you.
Thank
This was
you.
a great interview. Until we meet again,
Okay.
make yourself a great weekend. Thank you, Mom, for blessing this universe with Jodi. Please say hi to hubby for me, Jodi.
I will,
All
definitely.
righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.